Southern Charm star Jennifer Snowden has shared the first photo of her little miracle, baby James Ascher, who survived birth and is now home with him mom. The 6-pound bundle of joy was diagnosed with a brain encephalocele, a rare neural tube defect, early in the pregnancy, but Snowden chose to keep the baby. Along with the sweet photo, showing 10 perfect fingers and 10 perfect toes, curled up against her body, she wrote a sweet message. My love and admiration for this little 6-pound miracle is truly immeasurable. May we all one day defy the odds and have a fighting spirit to match the one he has. I love you to the moon and back again. His face, frequently spotted in sonograms she shared on Instagram, was not in the photo. Snowden was able to take her son home after what she has described as a tumultuous first few days, DailyMail.com reported earlier this week. The 35-year-old Charleston realtor gave birth to James Ascher by C-section last Monday morning. But for Jennifer and her boyfriend of 10 years, Lee James, the joy of her first child was impacted by stress and anxiety as Ascher, as he will be known, was diagnosed with a brain encephalocele, a rare neural tube defect, early in her pregnancy. The day before the scheduled C-section was due to take place, Jennifer posted a message on her Instagram feed asking for her friends and fans' continued prayers and support, as it was known that her baby would need to undergo surgery in the days following his birth. After more than a week in a neonatal intensive care unit, she was been able to take her son home. Posting of her joy, she wrote, Ascher was born on Mon 9/12 at 7:50 am. He is doing great and we are now home after a tumultuous first few days. He is a strong little man. For the time being, she just wanted him to have some time to himself, and claimed that even her friends have yet to see her little boy. Encephalocele is a rare birth defect of the neural tube, a narrow channel that closes during the 3rd and 4th weeks of pregnancy to form the brain and spinal cord. Encephalocele is a sac-like protrusion of the brain and membranes that form when the neural tube does not close completely during the pregnancy, allowing an opening for the sac to develop. Approximately 340 babies are born with the condition in the United States each year. Experts estimate that only half of the children with encephalocele survive to birth. The defect is treated with surgery to place the protruding part of the brain and membranes back into the skull and closing the opening in the skull. Neurological problems caused by the defect, however, may still be present and long-term treatment depends on the child's condition. Source: CDC. For Jennifer, the return home is an outcome for which she has prayed throughout her difficult pregnancy. The day before she went into hospital, she took to Instagram to share her belief that the encephalocele on Ascher's brain had been miraculously healed in the womb, a belief she based on his second fetal MRI, which appeared to show a marked improvement in his condition. She wrote, "We've been on a crazy emotional trajectory with this little guy, but are so blessed by the news from 7/28 and hopeful that this prognosis remains the same, or God willing, even better once he's born and the doctors can evaluate him more." It is 5 months since Jennifer revealed on Twitter that her unborn child, who will go by his middle name, had been diagnosed with a brain encephalocele, a rare birth defect of the neural tube that affects the brain. Only half of babies who have encephalocele survive to birth. Last year, just 340 babies were born with the defect in the United States. According to a source close to the couple, Jennifer had a C-section yesterday morning, but the baby was immediately placed in the hospital's neonatal intensive care unit and will have to undergo surgery within a few days. It is an outcome that Jennifer openly prayed would be different. On Sunday, the eve of her son's birth, Jennifer took to Instagram to share her belief that the encephalocele on Ascher's brain has continued to be miraculously healed in the womb, which was evidenced by his second fetal MRI on July 28. She continued, "We've been on a crazy emotional trajectory with this little guy, but are so blessed by the news from 7/28 and hopeful that his prognosis remains the same, or, God willing, even better once he's born and the doctors can evaluate him more." According to the source, Lee, her mom and many friends are at the hospital with Jennifer supporting her. Fellow Southern Charm star, Catherine Dennis, 24, is one such friend. Fans of the show have watched over recent seasons as Jennifer, once simply the woman accused of sleeping cast Cad Thomas Ravenel's bed several times, evolved from being a source of friction between the cast's most combustible couple, Catherine and Thomas, to Catherine's meddlesome friend and surprising ally. During her pregnancy, Snowden received advice from Catherine, who already has 2 children. Her advice has been to enjoy it, the whole thing, being pregnant and then being a mom, as it's the most rewarding relationship you'll ever have. That part I'm especially excited about, she said. Similarly, Ravenel, 54, who had once been outspoken in his distrust of and disdain for Jennifer in the past, has been respectful and restrained since news broke of Jennifer's pregnancy, its complications and her decision to see it through to term. During the reunion show earlier this year, the former Republican politician voiced his support for Snowden and praised her decision to carry the baby to term. In recent months, Jennifer has charted the excitement and uncertainty of her surprise pregnancy across Instagram and Twitter. Announcing the pregnancy in April, she admitted that, for both her and Lee, the news came as a complete surprise. She told Bravo that she and Lee were going to name their son James III, after Lee's grandfather and Lee's birth name. The baby was due on Lee's father's birthday, making it a very special due date indeed, Snowden told Bravo. But she said, ecstatic about having a little boy. She wrote, "I absolutely love little boys, always have, starting with my youngest brother Gray's birth when I was 11. I think I've kind of been a mom in my own eyes since then, so this has been a long time coming." Across her pregnancy, Jennifer has posted pictures of the nursery that awaits Ascher at her Charleston home, the baby clothes she has bought and been given, told of how her dogs are going to be cared of by a relative to allow her to tend to her newborn without distraction, and, amid it all, asked friends and fans to pray for her child's health. With no way of knowing the severity of her unborn child's condition or how it would affect the baby while still in utero, Jennifer and Lee had faced the agonizing decision of whether or not to continue with the pregnancy post-diagnosis this spring. Speaking to the Daily Dish back in April, Jennifer explained, "Although the future is to a degree uncertain for our baby, I have a pure sense of weightlessness about the stresses or fear of his future, and I attribute that to faith and prayer alone." She added, "One thing I do know is that he has a future, because of my decision to keep the little guy around, and I couldn't be more thrilled to meet him, no matter what mountains we will have to climb together."